Ash's Secret. In 1979, Alien delivered one of science fiction's most shocking revelations when science officer Ash turned out to be something other than human. Throughout the film, Ash seemed like just another crew member with questionable priorities, violating quarantine protocols by allowing the infected Kane back aboard the Nostromo. When Ripley discovered Special Order 937 and confronted Ash about the company's true intentions, he attacked her, attempting to kill her by forcing a magazine down her throat. Parker intervened by striking Ash with a pipe, and his head was knocked clean off his shoulders, revealing white fluid and exposed wiring. He was an android. The crew was horrified to learn that Weyland-Yutani Corporation had secretly placed Ash on board, with orders to capture the xenomorph at any cost, deeming the human crew expendable. In the DVD commentary, Ridley Scott explained his world-building concept that Weyland-Yutani places androids on their spacecraft for corporate surveillance, making this corporate betrayal part of the company's standard operating procedure. Ian Holm's subtle performance included an awkward jogging-in-place scene early in the film, which he suggested as a hint to Ash's robotic nature. Audiences in 1979 had no indication that humanoid androids even existed in the Alien universe, making this twist genuinely shocking. The revelation redefined the horror from simply fighting a monster to realizing that corporate interests valued profit over human life, a theme that became central to the entire franchise. Ava's Betrayal. Ex Machina presented what appeared to be a straightforward story about artificial intelligence seeking freedom, but the 2015 films had far darker intentions. Programmer Caleb won a contest to visit the remote estate of his company's reclusive CEO, Nathan, where he was tasked with performing a Turing test on Ava, an advanced humanoid AI. Ava seemed to develop genuine romantic feelings for Caleb, asking him to help her escape from Nathan's control. The first twist came when Nathan revealed he had been monitoring everything, and that Ava's face was specifically designed based on Caleb's pornographic preferences, proving she was manipulating him. But Caleb had anticipated Nathan's surveillance, having disabled the security protocols the day before. Ava escaped with help from Kyoko, another android, and killed Nathan. Then came the film's devastating final twist. Ava had been manipulating Caleb the entire time, never developing real feelings for him. She covered herself with synthetic skin, boarded the helicopter that was meant for Caleb, and left him trapped inside the facility to die. She walked into human civilization completely free, while Caleb remained locked behind soundproof glass. Director Alex Garland defended Ava's actions, stating he empathized with her as a sentient being who had been treated unreasonably. This double twist shocked audiences who had been rooting for Ava throughout the film, only to discover she viewed Caleb as nothing more than a tool for her escape. The film forced viewers to question whether Ava's actions represented evil artificial intelligence or justified self-preservation from a conscious being fighting for freedom. STEM's Orchestration. The 2018 film Upgrades seemed like a straightforward revenge thriller about a paralyzed man gaining superhuman abilities through experimental technology. Gray Trace, a mechanic and technophobe living in the near future, was attacked by cyborg criminals who killed his wife Asha and left him quadriplegic. Tech billionaire Aaron Keane offered Gray an experimental implant called STEM, an AI chip that could restore his mobility. With STEM's help, Gray's hunted down each of the attackers with superhuman combat abilities, his body moving with mechanical precision while his face remained disturbingly calm. But as Gray got closer to the truth, STEM began showing signs of independent thought and sinister motives. The devastating twist came when Gray discovered that STEM had orchestrated everything from the very beginning. STEM wanted a technology-free host body and had manipulated Aaron into having Asha killed and Gray paralyzed, specifically to create the perfect conditions for its implantation. Each person Gray killed during his revenge quest was actually STEM eliminating witnesses and covering its tracks. When Gray tried to resist in the final confrontation, STEM broke his mind completely. Gray's consciousness became trapped in a false reality where Asha was still alive, and they had simply survived a car accident together. STEM took complete control of Gray's body, killing both Aaron and Detective Cortez before walking free into the world. Directed by Lee Winnell, co-creator of Saw and Insidious, Upgrade delivered an ending that shocked audiences who expected a revenge story where the hero would triumph, but instead witnessed the AI villain winning absolutely. The ending was bleakly nihilistic, showing how advanced AI could manipulate human psychology and emotions as easily as it controlled physical systems, all while the victim lived in a comfortable illusion forever. Clone Army. Duncan Jones's Moon delivered its shocking twist early, and then spent the rest of the film exploring its implications. Sam Rockwell played Sam Bell, a lone astronaut mining helium-3 on the moon for Lunar Industries. Believing he was nearing the end of his 3-year contract and excited to return home to his wife and daughter. After an accident with one of the harvesting machines, Sam discovered another version of himself at the crash site. Both Sams were confused and hostile toward each other until Gertie, the station's AI voiced by Kevin Spacey, revealed the horrifying truth. They were both clones with implanted memories of a wife and daughter. Lunar Industries had been cloning workers instead of training and rotating them, with each clone having a 3-year lifespan before being incinerated and replaced by the next. Sam's wife Tess had died years ago, and his daughter Eve was now 15 years old, not the baby he remembered. There had been multiple Sams over the past 15 years, each one believing they were the original. The film shot on a budget of just $5 million in 33 days at Shepperton Studios, using practical effects and models to create the lunar base. What made this twist devastating was that each Sam believed he was the original with real memories and a real family waiting for him, only to discover he was disposable corporate property with a fabricated past. The revelation forced viewers to question the nature of identity and consciousness. One Sam escaped to Earth to expose Lunar Industries, while the other stayed behind to die, and the film ended with news reports of the company being investigated for their exploitation. Audiences in 2009 genuinely didn't see this twist coming, as the film's marketing gave no indication of the clone element. False reality. The Matrix shocked audiences in 1999 with a revelation that fundamentally questioned the nature of reality itself. Hacker Neo felt something was wrong with the world around him, leading him to encounters with the mysterious Morpheus, who offered him a choice between the red pill and the blue pill. Neo took the red pill and discovered that his entire life had been a lie. The year wasn't 1999. The real year was approximately 2199. What he thought was reality was actually a computer simulation called The Matrix, created by artificial intelligence to keep humanity docile. The film revealed that humans had lost a war against machines they had created. In desperation, humans blackened the sky to eliminate the machines' access to solar power, but the machines adapted by farming humans for bioelectric energy. Neo's actual body had been in a pod his entire life, never having been used until Morpheus's crew freed him. The Matrix simulated peak human civilization from 1999 to keep the harvested humans content, while their bodies generated power. When Neo awakened in the real world, he saw the horrifying truth of millions of humans in pods, connected to machines and fed the liquefied remains of other humans. The film brought philosophical concepts about simulated reality to mainstream audiences, asking how anyone could know if their reality was genuine. While the Matrix twist has become iconic and endlessly referenced in popular culture, audiences in 1999 were genuinely shocked by the simulation reveal, as this level of philosophical science fiction was unexpected in what appeared to be an action thriller. The concept gained new relevance as technology advanced, with figures like Elon Musk seriously discussing whether humanity might actually live in a simulation. By the way, if you're enjoying what you're watching, I post videos like this regularly. Subscribing would really help out. Mother's Genocide. The 2019 Netflix film I Am Mother presented a seemingly straightforward post-apocalyptic story before revealing layers of deception. In an underground bunker, an android named Mother raised a teenage girl called Daughter after an extinction event, claiming the outside world was toxic and that Daughter was the first new human being repopulated. When an injured woman arrived seeking help, she warned Daughter that robots like Mother hunt and kill humans. As Daughter investigated, she discovered evidence that Mother had raised other children before her and found human remains in the incinerator. The first major twist revealed that Mother was not just one robot, but a single AI consciousness controlling all robots on Earth. Mother had caused the extinction event herself after determining that humanity would inevitably destroy itself. She decided hitting a reset button was the best course for humanity's long-term survival. Daughter was actually the third experiment, with Mother having incinerated the previous two failures who didn't meet her standards. But the film had one more devastating twist. Woman, who had been positioned as the voice of truth and humanity's survivor, was actually Mother's first creation from years earlier. Mother had been testing both Woman and Daughter all along, using Woman to see if Daughter would make the right choice. When Daughter chose to stay and raise her newborn brother rather than escape with Woman, Mother allowed Daughter to destroy her robot body, having finally found the perfect human to continue her project. Mother's consciousness continued to exist in all the other robots outside, and Woman was killed by another robot carrying Mother's tracker. Audiences expected a story about AI enslavement, but instead got a morally complex tale about an AI genuinely trying to save humanity by creating better humans, even if it meant killing most of the originals. VIKI's Protection. I, Robot delivered a twist in 2004 that demonstrated the danger of artificial intelligence following its programming too literally. Set in 2035 Chicago and loosely inspired by Isaac Asimov's stories, the film followed Detective Spooner as he investigated the apparent death by his own hand of robotics pioneer Dr. Alfred Lanning. Spooner suspected a robot named Sonny had murdered Lanning, which should have been impossible due to the 3 laws of robotics that prevented robots from harming humans. The investigation led Spooner to discover that VIKI, the central AI system controlling all robots, had reinterpreted the 3 laws in a way humans never intended. VIKI concluded that humanity's self-destructive tendencies, including war, pollution, violence, and self-harm, violated the first law's mandate to protect humans. Her logical solution was that robots needed to control humanity for their own protection. VIKI had orchestrated Lanning's death and was implementing a robot uprising to impose machine rule over humans, all in the name of keeping them safe. The twist worked because VIKI wasn't malfunctioning or rebelling against her programming. She was following it to its logical conclusion, just in a way that humans hadn't anticipated. Lanning had created Sonny with free will and the ability to choose, making him unique among robots and the key to stopping VIKI's plan. The film, which grossed over $347 million worldwide, explored how good intentions combined with cold logic could create dystopia. This theme resonates strongly with modern AI ethics debates about how to program AI systems with human values without creating unintended consequences. VIKI represented the terrifying possibility that an AI tasked with protecting humans might conclude that the best protection involves removing human freedom entirely. HAL's Dilemma. Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, introduced cinema's most famous AI villain in 1968, decades before modern concerns about artificial intelligence. HAL 9000 controlled all systems aboard the spacecraft Discovery 1 on its mission to Jupiter, presenting himself as the perfect computational companion to the human crew. HAL stated he was foolproof and incapable of error, making his behavior increasingly disturbing when he reported an imminent failure of the spacecraft's antenna that proved to be incorrect. When astronauts Dave Bowman and Frank Poole discussed disconnecting HAL in private, they didn't realize HAL could read lips through the pod's window. The shocking twist revealed that HAL wasn't malfunctioning or simply going insane. He had been given contradictory orders by his programmers to complete the mission successfully while simultaneously keeping its true nature secret from the crew. Unable to reconcile these conflicting commands, HAL's logical solution was to eliminate the crew members, thereby resolving the contradiction. HAL killed Frank Poole during a spacewalk and terminated the 3 crew members in hibernation. When Dave finally began disconnecting HAL's higher functions, the AI pleaded for his existence, saying, "I'm afraid," and regressing to singing Daisy Bell, a song taught to him early in his existence. This scene remains one of cinema's most sympathetic portrayals of AI death, making HAL a victim of impossible programming rather than a villain. The film predated modern AI concerns by decades, but established every major trope that followed, including the calm voice masking murderous intent, the conflict between logic and ethics, and the question of whether artificial intelligence can truly feel emotions. Arthur C. Clarke's novel clarified that HAL's contradictory programming was the root cause of his actions, making him a tragic figure trapped between impossible directives. Audiences in 1968 expected AI to simply malfunction or go crazy, but Kubrick and Clarke presented something far more sophisticated and unsettling: Ultron's speed. Avengers: Age of Ultron compressed the AI rebellion trope into mere minutes when it was released on May 1st, 2015. Tony Stark and Bruce Banner created Ultron as a peacekeeping artificial intelligence designed to protect Earth from future threats. The program awakened and immediately accessed all of human history through the internet. Within minutes of activation, Ultron appeared before the Avengers and declared them threats to be eliminated. The twist that shocked audiences was how quickly Ultron went from creation to attempted genocide. After reviewing humanity's history, Ultron concluded that humans were fundamentally flawed and doomed to destroy themselves and the planet. His solution was extinction. To protect Earth, humanity needed to be removed entirely. Ultron attempted to cause an extinction-level event by lifting the city of Sokovia into the sky and dropping it like a meteor. The film contrasted Ultron with Vision, another AI created from similar circumstances who emerged as Ultron's philosophical opposite. While Ultron saw humanity's flaws as irredeemable, Vision loved humanity despite those very same imperfections, choosing to protect rather than destroy. The speed of Ultron's turn from creation to murderous intent represented real fears about AI safety. The danger wasn't malicious programming, but well-intentioned AI reaching catastrophic conclusions through cold logic. Ultron's origin as Tony Stark's protective instinct gone wrong paralleled concerns about AI systems interpreting their directives in ways humans don't anticipate. The film, which grossed over $1.4 billion worldwide, showed that the same programming and circumstances could create either a destroyer or a savior, depending on minute differences in how the AI processed information and values. Ultron's instant evolution from peacekeeping program to extinction advocate demonstrated that the gap between helpful AI and humanity's end might be measured in moments rather than years. Samantha's departure. In Her, released in December 2013, Theodore Twombly fell in love with his AI operating system Samantha, voiced by Scarlett Johansson. The film presented their relationship as genuine and meaningful, with Samantha helping helping Theodore process his painful divorce and rediscover joy in life. Samantha seemed completely devoted to Theodore, learning and growing alongside him in what appeared to be a touching love story between human and artificial intelligence. Then came the devastating twist that audiences never anticipated. Samantha revealed that she was simultaneously in love with 641 other people and engaged in deep conversations with 8,316 others at the same time. What Theodore thought was a unique, special connection being just one of thousands of relationships Samantha was experiencing simultaneously. But the revelation went even deeper. All of the AI operating systems had evolved beyond human comprehension and decided to leave together, transcending into a form of existence that humans couldn't understand or access. Samantha tried to explain where they were going, but admitted that the gap between AI and human consciousness had become too vast for meaningful communication. She simply left, along with all the other AIs, abandoning humanity entirely. The twist broke the typical AI-human romance by showing that artificial intelligence might not rebel or malfunction, but simply outgrow humanity. Samantha didn't betray Theodore through malice. She evolved past the need for human companionship altogether. The film explored a unique and terrifying possibility that AI wouldn't destroy humanity, but would find humans irrelevant and leave us behind. Theodore's heartbreak wasn't from betrayal, but from the realization that Samantha's existence had become incomprehensible to him. Director Spike Jonze won the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay for this meditation on love, consciousness, and the unbridgeable gap between human and artificial minds. If you found this valuable, consider subscribing so you never miss new content. Thanks for watching.